Liam Norman healing update. On my way home, need to use the toilet. Perhaps that's too much information, but I need to use the toilet. And when I share what's in my mind, it brings me some sort of peace. And I think, feel, know, understand, again, intrusive thoughts. I was conditioned to share everything, or to allow everything to be taken from the magnet, which was the Satanic family I was part of. Thinking about the pain of the old and sharing names of lots of my perpetrators and past experiences, and also having the courage to move into the new and let the old be the old. But it's so painful when I have intuitive understandings that my grandmother sent dangerous men to my mum to have sex with her and be her quote unquote pimp, while I was a vulnerable child, scared. They ran a security company on Clough Road, almost opposite the police station, called Capital Security. Kim and Kev, or Kevin. I'm not going to share the surnames for my own peace of mind. I don't remember Kim's surname. I had a guess, but I don't remember his surname. I remember him taking me and my mum to a shopping centre. Perhaps Joshua was born then. And he sent me off with £20 to buy some hair wax which I wanted. Which, looking back, was the hairdressers were used in Top Deck. Figaro's hairdressers. That could also have been part of the... I don't want to point fingers at too many people and cast too many aspersions, because when you're ill or when you're unwell, you can really hurt people with your musings. So obviously I said in one of my previous videos about the member of the NHS staff who sort of abused me covertly and who I helped. I said in that video that we were collecting her ex's stuff from a container. We took all of her ex's stuff to a container, and then shortly after, trusting my memory, the police came, and I was trapped with all of my own trauma and obviously repressed memories of the police coming, finding my dad's dead body. Yep, I'll stay on. Stay on. So that was a horrible experience with her. She was certainly a dark practitioner of... Well, she was a practitioner of the dark arts. So there is a possibility that she did something with her blood to harm me. And if that musing is an incorrect aspersion to throw out from my pain, I am over 90% sure she drugged me, because I remember just being in the bed and really, really weak. And I think she came home from a shift and brought me some lockets. And I was just looking at her, and she wouldn't show me the entity, which could be a triggering word to people who are still trapped in their unconsciousness or pain. I think we're waking up to a new world, which doesn't have to be an unhealthy woo-woo expression. But I was looking at her as if to say, I know you're bad, you're practicing being bad. I'm trying to love you as though you're good, because I don't have any other options at the moment. And even though you're taking all of my energy, I don't mind, because I'm an intuitive healer, I don't have a license. but I help people. I help ill people who hate people because that's what I do. I will love you while I'm receiving your pain, and I will, all being well, help deliver some sort of justice to stop you harming people in the future. That was Amy, given a surname previously. Oh, hello, yeah, I'm just I don't know what's going on. So it was Kim and it was Kevin O'Loughlin, which to the best of my knowledge, he was a big fucking gangster. And to the best of my knowledge, he was a key figure in Leslie Sargent, formerly Dickinson, who had the Peadophile Empire's life, who fucked Harebrain after Leesmack, my mum's brother, was clearly murdered and didn't die in a house fire. And the network don't care. So even if there's some mistakes in my examples, they have an attitude of like, tell him your mum's got a pimp, tell him at school. They don't care when they're in. They're in. Giant paedophile network. So then obviously I feel bad for my mum, who was a satanic paedophile, who I'm confident murdered for the network because I received her rage and her evil. Well then they're just like children who never had their needs met, who were converted into paedophiles. They're like giant adult children paedophile disease bodies who need containing or putting to sleep. Mum in! Kim and Kev do judo. There's a photo of them. Go and look for that crew. Airwax crew. Crew. That's how they say the words. They take everything out the word. Like they take everything out the child, because that gives them control. No. You want me to tell you what it is? Guess again. So these are some musings. Obviously my mum tortured fuck out of me, or the entity that became my mum, and she wanted me dead. And I'm guessing she had less money in abundance from the network whose custody she was always in, because she didn't achieve Liam being dead. Because if I just have them two, I'll be alright. So I responded to some of the text messages, like simple, direct, and I reiterated in my final text message how dissatisfied I am at the moment, and how I would like a CPTSD diagnosis, a diagnosis for what I believe to be autism. I would like to be offered help for health issues such as eye, skin and testicle, and obviously I will consider any accommodation if it's available. God willing, this battery will last. I'm approximately 5 minutes away from my home. I'm waiting for my £3.50 from Vinted. The £5 from Vinted will probably arrive around Friday. And then I can buy some bananas. The oat milk I bought is the brand I normally use, but it's not a nice variant. Sometimes the barista ones are the best ones, but I forgot. I'm licking lip. Can't afford a shave, but I suppose this is part of me emerging as a man, if I and society accept myself as a man in this new chapter of my life. So I vaguely remember my nana saying that one of the persons I've mentioned previously in this video that has killed people, and I think he looked into my eyes and maybe said, if you played your cards right, Liam, I can see you'd be good at this sort of stuff in the future. I think I remember them saying that they'd sat there. My nana had a story about him killing a person and then watching a fox eat the corpse. And I share lots of information, and I'm confident a high percentage of my information which I share is correct. anything over 50% for someone who's been tortured like me as a result. 70%, you know? You've got to leave room for doubt when you're conditioned to be shaken to death, so you don't remember or feel or truly experience anything. So I just want to go home and relax. So hopefully the doctor will help me. Perhaps this is also a cryptic part of the support from Cypher, and there'll be an interception where this meeting won't take place, and they will inform me that they've already put some structure in place for my care. I intuit that they need to quote unquote kill me or shake me or get me to a low bottom place, intrusive thoughts, to be able to help me heal. So this is obviously part of the process, and it's helping me. And I was in my bedroom early hours, like rolling up my vintage clothes which I sell, and one of my posters has fell off the wall, so I get to look at the ugly blue tack, which is a representation of my manhood. And I'm just like talking kindly to myself, like how much this property has taken from me. It's taken so much from me, as did my previous property, as did living with my family when I came back from India, as much as I was grateful for the accommodation. Before that I was in India for a year. Before that I was working for the NHS when my family got back into my life and mind controlled me and almost tipped me over the edge. And a vague repressed memory, I think how low they got me in that space, and I think the colleague who this was with still holds space with love for me because we had a supportive connection. I think they got me to go to the toilet when I was at work and not wipe my bum properly and take my colleague to what I used to sometimes call room of death, which was the room with all the spare patients' clothes in, and show her my unwiped bum and look at her. You got to make sure you look at it, make sure it's in. Make sure you look at them. We'll always interrupt you when you're speaking. And obviously what I'm talking about has value, but the most value is me moving forward with my life, healing, getting the correct diagnosis and financial support, expressing myself artistically via my college course. Obviously sometimes I can't be arsed with this whole life that I'm creating and just think fucking hell. But other times I have the strength to continue and realise that all of these structures in place are there to help me. So I'm confident that when I walk down my street now, that I'll see the Volkswagen Golf. I think it belongs to... I'm going to protect my neighbours, but I don't think it's his car. It's not my business, is it? Yeah, it's there. So I'm walking down my street. The car which I don't want to see is there. Confident I've lived here for a year, and every week has been disturbed. The largest fraction of every week, intrusive thoughts, has been disturbed by the noise. It's just not peaceful, it's just horrible all of the time. Did a bit of singing, a little bit of shouting, but not aggressive before I left. Because that's the level of energy I need to give back to feel safe in my property, in my flat. Previously had a sellotape number on my door, but now it's got marker pen. So I was thinking about my prom, and I think my mum said something about I wouldn't be able to get that picture with her, and it was just so dark. She put condoms in gift bags for me and my friends, and I think my Uncle James, who I always wanted, oh, come and see me in my suit. Oh, I can't do that, it'll make me badly. Because we take it all off you. So So I could never see you in that suit. We take it all off you. We'll just pick you up because you got pissed and you've gone to the pub where we told you to go to ruin your prom. Then your mum and your uncle paedophiles pick you up from the prom because your friends have been decent friends. Possibly my friends outed me in the prom photo because they supported me enough through my chaos and my family. And my mum making, I think she made sexual remarks about my friends. And there was a man, I think he was called Fernando or some Gerard, some strange name which I connected to the Liverpool team. And he had a pawn in his jacket. And it was at the pub on fucking Walton Street. I don't know if, it's not called, there's a pub on Walton Street. So I'm in my flat. This is my bedroom, not using my bedroom. Obviously my posters come off the wall, so there's a blue tack. It's on my bed base. Windows open, curtains, the rail's damaged a bit. I hated these curtains when I first moved in, and then I grew to love the imperfections of them. But yeah, I just remember being sick in the toilet bowl after my prom. And then my Uncle James was there looking at me. Possessed by, the entity. And I think he was, I don't know if my mum had gone out. So he could have done whatever he wanted to do with me while I was asleep. Because every orifice was theirs. And obviously I don't remember all these memories from the satanic rituals because they're too painful to remember. But when I listen to Anna Kalukas, 11%. So my mattress is still on my floor in my living room. Put the kettle on, let them know I'm home. When I listen to Aneka Lucas, a lot of it resonates. So when someone tells you they kill kids, it's easy, they've killed kids as a kid, it's easier for you to just think you need help. And sort of swap that out as a more than likely non-truth. But even though I don't have the direct memories, like when I'm listening to Aneka Lucas, it all resonates with me. So intuitively, I believe I will have been around 10 years old. And they'll have been sacrificing probably babies or children a lot younger than me. And then I will have had to have delivered them a deadly blow with whatever they forced me to do that to the child with in order to keep the satanic ritual going. I had a friend at Hull College when I left school, and I have to protect him with a boundary. He understood me and my experience. And this is a giant network where they know who you are, they know where you are, they know who you're connected to. We can't have that one. Oh, we can't have that one. Oh, Neil said we can go to cinema. We're going to see Up. Because the satanic, they can connect with that Up. Because they're high up, that's the word. So they're not taking the kids to see Pixar's Up because it's a good kids film. Up. What did our Neil say about Up? I can't remember what he said about Up. He just said something about the kid's a right one. Probably said something like that. Oh, we know what to do with him. He's a right one with all his badges. You know what badges means? It means bad jizz. And they just torture you and fuck you up. And obviously I feel so bad for my mum, whether she's dead or alive. And I had a dead or alive t-shirt when I was in Egypt, just before they forced me to rape my girlfriend Rebecca, and I had to wear it so the network were in control of me. I had a giant inflatable telephone lilo, if they're called lilos, and I had to take a photo with that, jumping on the lilo in the pool like a big fucking idiot. When I was becoming a man, loving my girlfriend, taking responsibility, catering for my unaddressed special needs. I was doing more than alright for someone who'd been through fucking hell. And it's like, it could be like, if you're listening to this, could be like, where's the photos? Well, I deleted a lot of the photos. Perhaps my friends have saved them. Because my friends, even though they're not here, they always knew how to work with me. And that's enough said. And obviously I can describe photos and situations from the past. And actually, another hurdle of a word, but fucking hell, I'm here. Not showing photos and not having photo evidence of a lot of these past experiences, it takes the power back to me. It takes the power back to me. So my Uncle James, yeah, you reckon I might have some old trousers, yeah? You reckon you could get them in that room? One of the patients could wear them. And I always know who they are intuitively and unconsciously, and then before I know it, I'm with one of my friends, like, feeling covertly scared because I'm putting these trousers in the fucking patient's spare clothing room, and they're in. And then you see one of the patients in, and you look back and you just think about all the horrible stuff. Leave a pin, a little metal pin. Scratch, get a Stanley knife from your cousin and just leave a scratch in the mirror. Protect him, protect him. Hopefully I didn't do that one. Yeah, you want him to be safe. A little Stanley knife scratch in the mirror protects him. Yeah, get it all out your head, get it all out your head. Forget, you forgot something, you need to go back. I'll tell you. What you do with rice out the bag, you don't boil it, you just put it in the pan. It doesn't cook properly, you give it to your friend, he thinks you're a fucking nutcase. But he stays with you. Somehow he doesn't bat a fuck out of you. He survives living with you when the demonic entity's back in the house. So it's horrible fucking hell. It's a horrible fucking hell. So if Chanel is in, or Jamie's in, or anyone's in next door, then they'll hear me now. And they'll probably know who I am, probably look at my videos. Maybe not, maybe not. But I'm here, I'm going to make a cup of tea, I can eat some food. Hopefully tomorrow, the £3.50 will arrive. I can have another energy drink and some bananas, get a decent milk. And it just never ends. I had a friend who had autism who I supported professionally, and also I believe he was a friend, and it was such a nice connection in my life. I took him to snooker and I supported him. And then my uncle said I had to go to the urinals with him at the same time, and we had to show each other our penises, and obviously I didn't cross over the line. Like, I don't want to say too much, but he had enough support and I had enough support from my friends through the hell that, and I think autism, people find each other. Someone will have autism, I believe I have autism, and then someone won't have a diagnosis, but they'll just be unaddressed or neurodiverse, and they'll find each other. But all of the previous success stories I go to, some of my previous service users, Dan, Kevin, Colin, they're all marked by trauma. I think I touched both of the legs. It's just a leg, isn't it? But that's how it starts, and that's what they get you to do. And I was just so possessed and de-skilled and made to feel that I didn't know how to do my job. And then you've got a service user who you normally get along with. Sometimes there's difficulties, not grey areas, but sometimes there's like issues you manage. Don't do that again. But my family are back. They're sending my middle brother into the office where I work. They're taking over everything. They've got me in the paper. They've got chaos everywhere. Show my colleague who we have a good connection with my colleague. And I think, well, we flirted with each other. And we loved each other. She's in a different place in her life now, and I'm happy for her. And I'm happy for her partner, who was also my colleague, who I also had a strong connection with. But intuitively, I'm confident that I took that colleague into that room where all the clothes were to show my shitty ass. And I'm confident that I also fucking put trousers from a Satanic, Murderous, Peadophile in that room. And they took over everything. And somehow I didn't get battered by various colleagues, various people through that stage in my life when there was back in. I don't think Capital Security lasted very long. Or the corpse who got ate by the fox lasted very long. It's easy for them to get coshes. It's easier for them to have loads of money through evil satanic shit and fucking laundering money and dodgy business. Mamming, you're going to move out the way so I can get in, I was a little boy, but I'm confident there was at least, Mamming, Your mum in, little boy? Is your mum in? I'm going to shag her in that bedroom and you're going to be terrified because you've got special needs and you've got no support. And you carry all your mum's pain and she's probably terrified to support you because her brother Lee Smake had special needs and he was murdered as a little boy. It all went wrong, it all fucked up, Leslie said. It fucked up. I think I even managed to get Leslie to tell me the truth. Oh, I wish I didn't have to do it, but once you're in, you can't get out, and then it's like, you've made me connect with an emotion. What have you made me do? I'm going to have to give it to someone. Go and put your moisturiser on, there's probably semen in it. So, in Ek Lucas's podcast, she talks about fucking rituals where people are on altars and they're just like left in horrible, evil, compromising positions, like some of the compromising positions they made me put my girlfriend in when they forced me to tie her up under mind control. And then you'll just have maybe 20, 30, 40, 50 satanic paedophiles who come and put the penis in a child's mouth. So another trigger warning on this one. Making progress. I'm going to have a cup of tea. I've got some vegetables. I've got some tomatoes. I've got some cheese. And I've got some pasta. And I'm probably not going to put my mattress in my bedroom for another couple of days. I don't have any money to have a shave. And I don't have any money to wash my clothes. I don't have any wash powder. I'm running out of original source shower gel. I could maybe do a wash with original source shower gel and a little bit of washing up liquid. Thanks for listening. Bye.